English data set. Ma'am, we divide our work into things. One is basic idea of CNN pertaining to our project only, not anything else. Because you already have studied CNN, then we'll come to the code part and where we'll go to the specifics. So, ma'am, we'll start with Harini. As you have all have seen, there are three CNN models. We have been told to work on a CNN model which works better on the MNIST dataset. So we tried three types of models, and all three models had different number of convolution layers. So what is the difference in the convolution layer? How does it matter in a CNN that we wanted to show? If it is having large number of CNN layers, large capacity model will have large number of parameters. It will have impact on your computation, so you will require higher amount of processing power. Also, it will lead, the more you go into complexity, it may go into overfitting also. Obviously, it will increase the accuracy part. But like in this model, we are just showing one as of now. It is showing 24,000. This one is the middle kind of model which we have shown. The lowest one which we had made on the smallest one, that was showing somewhere around 18,000, and the largest one where we have included 5 convolution layers, the parameter number was going up to 68 lakhs. So there is a huge difference, so you can make out how it will impact the accuracy also. Now, the another thing which was given to us was applying the transforms. The task was image augmentation. Means when we have small set of data, we need to train our model in a better way. We do the data augmentation. To do that data augmentation, we need to transform the images. When it comes to transform, there are various ways. Like one is rotation, one is you say affine. So I am showing two types of things here. One is rotation and one is affine. When we have given 10 degrees of random distance, and in these two parameters, when I talk about affine, it is scale and rotation. So these two parameters are showing scale and rotation. And then now when we talk about MNIST dataset, the mean and standard deviation are already available on Google. Like you can see 0.1307 is the mean value and standard deviation is 0.3081 completely. So we applied the same values so that we get a better model. You can see when we normalize, we use the value of mean and standard deviation, which Harini already discussed. So this will give us a better model and transformation will be much accurate. This part was used to download the MNIST dataset. Then we come on to the test and training part. As we all are aware, to check any model, we need to first make the training set and then the test set. Training set can also compile of the value, can also include the validation set, so that you train your model better and then you test it on the test set. So we have applied all these basics, ma'am. We have used the validation set also, then we came down to the test set. So now coming to the training part of the model, as we all are aware that there are number of hyperparameters which play a very important part, and that was also part of the problem statement for tuning of the hyperparameters. So when we talk about hyperparameters, there are certain parameters which are in our hands, which we can change and then we can come down to the accuracy part of it. So here in this case, like if I say epoch, I run it to 10, I can run it to 5, I can run it to 25. So when just small thing, the highest model which I showed largest capacity, when I went for 10 epochs, it took almost 8-9 minutes that I went for T and came back. And for if you go for 25 and all, then it may go up to half an hour or so. So number of epochs is a very important hyperparameter. It takes more time, and obviously the accuracy will improve. This is the learning rate alpha which we have learned. The learning rate, I think everyone remembers. When we do the gradient descent, the amount of step it shows that how much you are progressing. It should not be very low. It should not be very high. If it is very low, the model will be very slow. The training will be very slow. If it is high, it may jump and start oscillating among the values. So this was the alpha value which we took 0.001, and yes, we are also told to include the regularization part in the problem statement. So we applied the L2 regularization parameter. If you remember, there is a parameter when we add the regularization parameter lambda w square by 2. So this is that lambda 0.001. Then we come down to the loss function because we need to train our model. So what is the better loss function when we talk about CNN? As you all are aware, we are talking in terms of probabilities because we are having a data set. We need to check the probability, which probability is higher, that will be the output. So when we talk in terms of probability, the best loss function is obviously the cross entropy. So that's why we have used the cross entropy part of it. Now coming to the optimizer, there are various optimizers we have studied like vanilla gradient descent, stochastic gradient descent, ADAM, adaptive, RMS prop. So we are using the most famous one which is used is ADAM. ADAM optimizer we have used, it is giving better accuracy. Then we train the model on the certain variables I have declared, like the loss function, how it will do the learning part, the back propagation. So like initially if I have to start, I initialize my variables to 0 so that when I get the results of the epochs, you will see how much loss was there, how much accuracy was there. So when we trained our 10 epochs, we found this data. So you can see with every epoch the accuracy is increasing. We started with 93%, but 93% we could only achieve because initially if you see we took the best of the parameters. Like for normalization also we took the best of the parameters of mean, standard deviation and alpha values. All these things we already fine-tuned. Then we started with 93. Up till the 10th epoch we reached up to 97.5 accuracy. So once this accuracy is achieved, now we need to check the status of our model. We use Matplotlib labs and plot the accuracy. Now in this case you can see this is the plot which is showing the training loss versus the validation loss. Validation loss, this was part of the validation set only which we created in the training set itself. So with the increase in the epochs it is coming very closer. Similarly, in case of accuracy, if you see, as we improve the accuracy, the validation set and the training accuracy is coming almost same. Now we check the data set, how our model has improved. So when this was the test accuracy finally which we received, this was run on the 100. When we put the break command, we checked on the 100 first images. Then we found this was the predicted levels, this was the true levels. So how our model, we found that out of 100 at 2 places it was giving the error. Then if randomly I gave any input, like I gave the image index 5, and when I see at index 5 the image, as the indexing is there in the MNIST dataset, at index 5 the image was 1 for the information of everyone. When we use our model, the predicted digit, that is 1. So it has given an accurate result. So this is how we worked on our model. We took help from various sources of internet for the coding part also. We were also exploring various hyperparameters also. We applied on all three models which we have worked. We also tried on various values of alpha, which is also part of the hyperparameter, the learning rate, the regularization parameter, that is lambda. So we could get various kind of accuracy. But I have shown you here is only the one part, ma'am, which was giving the best of the accuracy.